What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to dupe any held item in the game, from ability patches to rare candies to rare Pokeballs to fresh start mochi and whatever else to your heart's content in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, the Indigo Disc. And of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So let's dive into this brand new item dupe. But before we begin, we need to set up the right Pokemon. So step one, have a level 100 Ditto. Now, the only thing you need to make sure your Ditto has is make sure it does not have its hidden ability. If it has its hidden ability, this will not work. So just have your standard ability. So a freshly caught Ditto that is at level 100. So give it some EXP candies or rare candies will work for this. Now, you could give your Ditto a plus speed nature to make it extra safe. I didn't find it personally necessary, but if you want to be extra safe, you could have like a timid nature or something like that. Now, number two, you need a Pokemon that is tall / big that has the move Imprison. And also, level 100 is probably recommended too here. So I think the perfect Pokemon is going to be Farigiraf, because Farigiraf is absolutely massive. It is a Psychic type Pokemon, so it does learn Imprison, and it's going to work for this method. You don't need to be using legendary Pokemon like Kyurem or Iron Leaves or anything like that. Those can work too, but Farigiraf, honestly, this is accessible for all players at any stage in the game, so I would definitely recommend this. And the only thing you need is Imprison. Now, how do you remember moves and forget moves? Well, go to the move and stat screen here, and you're going to just hit the A button and then go to forget moves, and you can forget your other moves. The only move you want is going to be Imprison, so keep that in mind. Lastly, you need a Pokemon that has the move Trick. Any Pokemon that has Trick. I'm just personally using my False Swipe Gallade because it can learn Trick. Pretty much nearly all Psychic type Pokemon can learn Trick. I would just recommend like a level 100 Pokemon that has Trick, and that's all you need. Now, another very important thing, whatever Pokemon that has Imprison is the Pokemon you need to hold the item. So Farigiraf is going to be the Pokemon we're going to be using in this method. So we're going to be giving it the Safari Ball. Now, it can be any held item. It could be a Hyper Potion, an Ultra Ball, Master Ball, any held item. Just you can't do key items. You can do TMs, but you has to be a held item. But I'm going to do it with the Safari Ball. So make sure your Imprisoned Pokemon has a special item. Now that we have the Pokemon ready, we are going to be going to Savannah Rest Area number 2. And in Savannah Rest Area number 2, we're going to be going to this tree right here. This is the special tree that we need to use. And in between here and this patch of grass right here, it's going to be like a triangle. This is the zone we need to get a Smeargle to appear in. Now, Smeargle does spawn in this area naturally, and if you want to make this a process a little bit easier, I would recommend using a normal level 2 encounter sandwich just to make the process a little bit simpler, because you want to get a Smeargle to spawn, but they're a little bit of a rarer spawn. I have my level 2 sandwich up already, and you can follow the recipe on the screen here to make yours. So we're just going to walk around, and we're going to wait for a Smeargle to spawn, and the Smeargle will actually end up following us. So I'll just run around a bit. So I'm walking around. We finally got our Smeargle to spawn in, and he's actually going to follow us. So what I would recommend is, one, go into this tree over here and lining up the Smeargle. So he's going to follow us a little bit. He may be a little bit annoyed and not do it immediately. But if he has your attention, he will eventually see. Now he's coming. Now he's coming. We got it. So we're going to go in between the tree here and the 3-prong grass. And we want to just have him in between it. He's in between now. This is perfect, right? Of course, avoid the other Pokemon that may be aggressive on you. And, oh gosh, we're being attacked. So another big note I have to say here is, if a Pokemon is sleeping under the tree, this will not work. So make sure to auto battle or just knock out any Pokemon that is sleeping under this tree, or this method will not work. That is a very important note to do. So as we saw, we got this Smeargle in between the 3 pieces of grass, the tree, and now we're ready to fight him. Now we are ready to start this. So the Smeargle is in between the tree and the patch of grass, And a tip that I read that you want to do is have this Smeargle face north. And the easiest way for it to face north is for you to approach it from the north side like this. So I'm approaching it from the north and it's looking at me. And this is how we're going to start the battle. Now, I'll always recommend saving before you actually attempt this. Just in case it doesn't work out, you can just reload and you don't want to like do the whole process finding another Smeargle again. Another thing is make sure the Ditto is in the first slot of your team. Also make sure it has a little bit of speed investment, Carbos thrown into it to make it fast. And you want to have your imprisoned Pokemon with the held item that you want to dupe in whatever slot. As long as you have it on you, you're going to be good to go. So now we're going to encounter in a normal battle. And the Pokemon, this Smeargle looks like it is facing north, so this should work. So we're going to go for a transform here. Transform into this Smeargle, and it's now going to use Sketch on us. Once it uses Sketch, it will be learning the move Transform, meaning on the next turn, it will be forced into using Transform. And at this point, we are now going to go to our Pokemon and switch over to the Farigiraf, who is holding the Safari Ball. Now, it's going to transform into Farigiraf, which means it's also going to be holding the item that we are going to attempt to do, which is going to be the said Safari Ball, which is going to be very nice. Now, you do want to do this on a bigger Pokemon, as I mentioned before. So Farigiraf, Kyurem, Lugia, a bunch of other mons can work on this. And now you want to actually burn a turn by using a Super Potion or something. Doesn't matter. It could be any item, any battle item. Just burn a turn so the Imprison goes off. And now that the Imprison has gone off, we are now going to be able to struggle into it. And we're going to use one struggle. And this is going to do some damage to this Smeargle, make it easier for us to run away. It is also going to allow the game to register that this Pokemon took some damage, so it has a higher chance of actually respawning in the wild. And then we are going to run away. It's going to fail. That's okay. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes it won't. We're just going to keep on spamming Runaway as it keeps spamming Imprison, so it's a safe situation in general. So now that we ran away, there's a chance that it's going to work or not work. And let's see. And it looks like it fell asleep, and it did work because it fell asleep right underneath the tree here. So that is definitely very ideal. So if you follow those steps that I just did in my general positioning, this should work for you, especially approaching the Smeargle from how I did. But now we have the Farigiraf on the field. And at this point, you can feel free to save your game. Feel free to save your game because you just got this Farigiraf that's going to stay here. And it has a Safari Ball. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see. We still have a Farigiraf here. So let's put away this item. And let's see how many Safari Balls I have in general right now. I have a total of, it's hidden, is a total of 3 Safari Balls, right? All right, so where's the Farigiraf? He's running away. We're going to run up to it with our Trick Pokemon. And now we are going to use the move Trick. So we have no item held on our Gallade, so we are not going to lose any items from doing this. And we switch items with the target, and we got the Safari Ball. And very simple. He's just going to imprison. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We're going to run away. We are going to run away. Now, let's check my bag. Go all the way to the balls, all the way to the bottom. Safari Ball, 4. All right, re-encounter it. We got this we got this giraffe running around. Knock off on it. We're gonna battle it. We're gonna use Trick again. And now we are gonna be getting another Safari Ball. So if you use a PP Max on Trick, you can have 16 Tricks. Now the other thing is at this point, you could also have a full party of Pokemon that have Trick. So each one could have 16 uses of Trick, and you can just keep spamming this over and over and over again until you have 999 of the particular item that you are actually going to be going for. And this is super fast and super easy at duping. This is faster duping than we've ever had in this game before, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, there's some additional tips. If you have a Pokemon that naturally knows Trick, you can actually have infinite PP with it. If you didn't know, you can unlearn a move and then you can relearn it. And if it's a move that the Pokemon learns naturally, you can very easily get unlimited PP. So unfortunately for us, like Trick is a move that this Gallade doesn't actually have normally. But let's say like if I was to forget a fault, like let's say I forgot Hypnosis, right? Because we can naturally learn Hypnosis on this Pokemon. So if we remember moves, we can go over to Hypnosis and it's still going to have 20 PP. But this same thing is actually going to apply to Trick. If a Pokemon naturally knows Trick, then this is going to work out, and you're just going to keep on spamming this over and over again. So no need to like go over to the Pokemon Center, risk despawning this Pokemon and things like that. You can just keep on doing this forever and ever and ever and ever. So this is an awesome dupe glitch. Now you may be asking, what happens if you catch this Pokemon? Well, if you catch the Pokemon here, it's going to have most likely an illegal catch location, right? Because this Ferrograph we catch would actually have a legitimate one, because you can catch Ferrograph within the Savannah biome. But let's say I made this into a Blastoise. If this was a Blastoise for some reason, then I could catch it, but it would have an illegal location. You would not want to bring it to home because the Pokemon would probably get banned, and you don't want to risk any of that. But if it's a Pokemon that you can naturally catch in Savannah, like Charizards, you can dupe infinite Charizards with this, infinite Ferrigraphs with this, infinite Rhyhorns, infinite Executes. So a lot of cool things you could do with this, but it has to be Pokemon that can be caught in the Savannah biome in the game. But there we have it, guys. That's going to be the ultimate duping glitch for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's Indigo Disc DLC. Super easy, super fun. Get all the balls you want, ability passes, fresh start mochis, or whatever. And good luck doing this, because the hardest part is getting it done the first time. But if you follow this video guide, you should be good to go. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.